Take a look as Bishop Prophet Antoine Michael Jasmine surprises Kingdom Power and Glory Ministries in Ghana, Africa.
If nothing has happened, you don't stop praying. Pray until you hear from the Lord. Pray until that thing that you are asking from the Lord comes. Hallelujah. But you also need to know that you have to pray according to the will of God. But there are times that we have prayed. Wow! This is the biggest surprise of the century. How did you do it? Hallelujah. God will not stop doing miracles. He will not stop blowing our minds off. I mean, you welcome into the house and God bless you. Now let's keep going. Hallelujah. And enjoy it. Hallelujah. Yeah, I mean, basically Sunday started as a very a normal Sunday where we came to church in expectation of what God is going to do because of what we've been going through in the last couple of weeks. We had a fast towards the end of the year where we really praised into God, and we knew that God was really doing something with us, but we did not really expect that kind of surprise would be sprung on us. I was in the middle of the service preaching after praise worship and everything. I was preaching, and then suddenly I saw the door open, and then I saw Prophet Antoine walk in. I mean, I still have not been able to get my head around it, because anytime I remember the scene, I mean, I didn't know whether it was a ghost, whether it was a human being, whether he was alive. How did he come here? Because you expect that somebody coming from the US to visit Ghana, that's a long distance. He would let you know, but nothing of that happened. And he just walked in, and it was, I couldn't even continue preaching because I was so much shocked and surprised at the same time. You just put the two together, and some people say it's shock prize or whatever. Yeah, but that's how it all happened, and it's been a blessing. I gathered courage, and I put myself together to continue with the service, and God has specific words that He released through Him, and the things that we have basically been praying for and wanting to release. He had no idea, but as he came in, he declared certain things over the last 3 days. Spoke to us on Sunday, met the leaders on Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday had service with the whole church, a prophetic. Tonight was a prophetic night. It was really strong and powerful. Truth is, I've never seen him minister in that kind of mind before, because I've always known him standing really preaching, and after that prophesying of the people, but this time really laying hands and working, because an atmosphere had been created, and he worked in that kind of atmosphere. And I think it's basically a great thing.
It's like Apostle was saying, it was a shock prize to us because we were not expecting prophets to come in. I called him Daddy because he's my daddy. Because last year when he came, he prophesied upon my life that I'm the prophetess of the house, and after that it has really manifested in my life. I needed more oil. I think I was telling him that he came purposely for me, and because more oil has been increased upon my prophetic ministry. I was even having a chat with him, and most of the prophecies that he gave to the house have been confirmed, because God has used me to say one or two things, and it was a confirmation that he just came to confirm for it to be established. For me, he came for me, and I think that surprise was for me amazing. I'm so happy, I'm so blessed, I'm more anointed. He has laid his hand upon me again. He has prophesied upon my life again, and I know by next year that he will come, the oil will be overflowing. I'm so glad.
He's been the prophet of the house, because this is the second time here. First time was much more, I would say, organized. But this one was God's own divine doing, and it's really been clear that man organizing and God planning and doing it is quite different. It's been short, but it's been precise. It's been just right on point, and we know we are in for greater days. Cycles have been ended, and new cycles have been really started, and it's amazing what God is doing.
God has really brought him to us as a father, as an uncle, as a prophet, everything to us, and we pray that God keep that relationship going, because we see him as one of us.
Yeah, I mean, he has a home here, so if the people in Louisiana don't see him, he's here with us. Yes. So God bless you all.
This encounter has been something different altogether. I think the Sunday that he walked in with that surprise visit, we had opportunity to meet him at the office. And the moment he saw me, he started telling me some things that I was going through. Yeah, I was going through, but God has been faithful. Everything was on point. Telling me what the enemy wanted to do, but I was fortified, and the fire of God is always around me, and I'll be lifted to my new door. Initially, Mama Ruth has prophesied that thing over me, that I'm going to be elevated to a new door that has opened in my prophetic giftings. So the moment he entered that office, he confirmed it, and I had a conversation with the apostle last Saturday after dawn prayers, which apostle was trying to lay down some plan and other things concerning the church. So the moment he entered, Prophet Antoine confirmed the conversation, and that God has really called me for that purpose. So we were all surprised that he wasn't here, and how did he able to know everything. And the last part was what happened, I think yesterday, about it. Though I've heard people saying that thing, but he made it clear to me that Ego prophet, I saw the wind that you'll be elevated in Goa. So I know he's a true man of God. He's the true man of God. God has really called him for the whole nation, the whole world. He's a prophet, doesn't discriminate, whether Indians, whether African. As long as God asks him to come, he will really come. So I know he's a man of God, and God has really ordained him for this end time ministry. And I'm praying that as God has given that grace, he should keep on pouring to some of us. And see, since that time, anytime I close my eyes to even see or hear from God, I see his face first. I will see his face first before anything. Like for instance, what happened today, I will see him before anything that God will do. So I know God has really called him for the world, and I know the grace of God is upon him, and he's a prophet. I will put it that way. He's a master prophet.
It's been awesome having the prophet of God in our mix once again. I remember sometime the same time last year, he was here and he blessed us so much. I would term his coming in threefold. I would say his coming is timely. I would say it's accurate. And 3, I would say, is divine. Why? Because just about the same time last year, he came and he spoke specific words into my life, and every single thing he said was true. And that was something that kept me going and kept me moving even till now. And this year, it was a surprise visit from him. He came, we're not expecting him. we had worked with God over the year and we felt all was well. But when he came, it's like a new fire was ignited in me. The word he gave me this time was something that the father, apostle, and mommy had prayed for me several times, was to have courage and the boldness to roar like a lion, because the lion anointing is upon me, but that is something I had not seen. But when he came and he declared that word again, then now I am so much sure, because that word is ready to be fortified and fulfilled. So I would term the prophet of God as one whom God has sent to the nations at this time, and I am proud to be associated with what God is using him to do. I am being impacted by his ministry, and I want to say to all that he's a true man of God. We should believe what God is using him for and bless him. All I want to say to Prophet Antoine is God bless you so much for such a wonderful ministry and time with us here in Ghana. God bless you, man of God.